YouTube, what's happening? It is Wednesday, February 5th, and we're going to start with the NHL first. And you're thinking, what? NHL? That doesn't make sense. You always start with basketball. Well, sometimes we got to make a little change because yesterday we need to talk about because yesterday was absolutely gorgeous. It was amazing. That is a 13-3 day you're looking at right there. Paul had a little hospital logo because he got hurt. The other two, I don't think they got hurt. They just didn't do their job. But everyone else did, though. That is beautiful. And this is what we come to expect in NHL. It is just the way we do things is working out great. We have more green days than red days easily. And if you're new here from other sports, first off, welcome. Where have you been? You've been missing out on all the cash. Two, ask anyone who's been here following along. They comment below and they say, I can't believe I'm doing this, or NHL is doing great, or I hit this parlay, or I've done this. Just check the comments if you don't believe it. So we've been doing this. It's, check it out. Just try it. Just try to do some NHL. You'll see. Today, just follow along. There's only 3 games today. It's a real quick video. You can see how it goes. It's going to be like 10, 12, 15 minutes. You can see how the thought process works and everything. It's different than the NBA a little bit. So we can do this process for the ones that have been here. You know how it works. You know what we do around here. It's going to be kind of quick for you because it's only 3 games. We're going to go ahead and jump to the first game and show you how everything works right now. All right, first game on the slate today is going to be Boston and New York. And look, don't get it twisted. Yeah, we had an amazing day. We've done great so far this season. There's always a chance of a bad day. They're out there. Don't think just because, I won 13-3, I'm going to be perfect every day. No. Be smart with your money. Bankroll, man. Straight bet if possible. You should mostly straight bet with some sprinkle parlays. The ones that do nothing but parlays, you know it's rough out there. So just try to mix it up a little bit. Open your mind to some other things. So anyways, first game, Boston, New York. New York, 175 on the money line, 5.5 odds are total. Let's pop over to the goalies. These are 2 expected goalies that we expect to be in the net today. Both 284, 288 goals allowed average per game. They're allowing almost 3 apiece, which is average. That's about average. There's nothing really stands out here. I wouldn't say they're below average. I wouldn't even say they're above average. 2.5 is when you start getting into like you're one of the top dogs. Okay, and even then, it doesn't matter too much, but and then it's a whole team effort, obviously. And when you got the number 1 offense in the last 10 games in Boston getting 3.6 goals a game, and New York getting 3.3 goals a game in the last 10, both top 7, and the defenses being not that good. Boston's only outscoring opponents by 0.4 goals on average. New York, same number based on their defenses. You can see their shots per game because that's very important to what we look at, how many shots they put up and how many shots their opponents let you put up per game. These are our main important numbers. These 3 columns down here, they're there if you want it. Those are for the people like the little more advanced stats. I don't use these stats at all. I could care less, but some people want them, so I put them there because some other people might want them. So I focus on the top 5 lines. That's just me personally, and the records and how you've been doing and things like that. So, and it works for me. What works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. Everyone has their different strategy. Everyone has a different method. So we just need to find what works for you and go with it. So, to the props, and as always, just like in basketball, this is Outlier. Link in the pinned comment. Click it and sign up if you want it. You get it for free for a week. So for this game, we have Boston, New York. The way I do it, if you're new here, let me explain it. I do everything like NBA. Last 10 we look at just the same. I look at last 5 as well, but in the last 10, I open up everyone green in the last 10. Everyone, no matter who it is. And then I eliminate based on certain criteria, basically, if that makes sense to you. So, open the same dude. Okay. So we look at everybody. If it is points, how many points they get, which is going to be your goal, is going to be an assist, or that's it. That's only 2 ways to get points. It's half a point a game. So this means here he is averaging 1.1 points per game over the last 10 games and 0.8 points per game. Well, for me, my cutoff is 1.0. If you don't have a 1.0 average on the points, you're gone. That doesn't count. So you're gone. Sorry. JT, same story. 1.2, he qualifies for my list, so he's good. JT can hang out, which is good. And then I have the option, do I want to go, all right, he's went up twice. Now his assist, this is Pavel's assist, 0.8, instantly off the get, not good enough, gone. Lastly, Pasternak, assist. I took him last night, he was on the list. He over half assist, he hit beautifully. You see what he does. Great game overall. 1.3 last 10, 1.2. Yes, he obviously qualifies. So at the end of it, I break it down, see what I have left. And look, I have JT, I have David, I have 2 plays. And simple as that, those are my 2 plays for the game. We're going to take Pasternak over 0.5 assists, again, just like yesterday. And we're going to take Miller. Simple as that. We keep it simple around here, and it's been working out nicely. So we're going to say Miller half a point, Pasta half a point. That's it. Now, if you're going to be, what about size and totals? Well, I look at this and I say, okay, the offenses are about the same, the defenses are about the same, the goalies you already saw are the same. There's no advantage there for either team. So I'm not going to take a money line either side, right? Okay, common sense. Next thing is, what about a total? Well, the total's 5.5. We look at this, we see it's number 1 offense in the last 10, number 7 offense. So these two offenses are combining for 6.9 goals, which is pretty damn good. The total's 5.5. The goalies are giving up around 6 themselves. They're giving up like, whatever this math comes out to, 2.8 is what, 57.2? Yeah, 50, yeah, whatever. 5.7, yeah, you get the math. It's more than 5.5, but I don't love it that much. Now, I love my props more in hockey. I just love the props better. So if I see the total over here is 5.5, that's good. I would lean the over. If you made me pick a third choice outside of the two props, I would absolutely 100% take the over in this game. That's it. So over 5.5 would be my third choice. I only take 2 plays per game, tops, max. Very, very rarely will I take more. So we only got 3 games today too. So I might take it over. Let's do it. Over 5.5. I'm doing it. I say rarely. When I mean rarely, I mean it's like a day where there's not any games. So I'm going to take 3 plays. We're going to go Pasta, Miller, and the over 5.5. Now we're done. We can move on to the next game. All right, game 2, we have Edmonton and Chicago. So you can see the 2 matchups here. We have Edmonton is minus 275 on the money line with a 6.5 total. Look over at the goalie who was supposed to be in nets. We see it is Calvin and Peter. 247. That dude is considered a beast because, yeah, he has had 17 record. That comes out to 17. Anything over like 8 or 9, once you've established this is what you are, that's what we like. We need a sample size big enough. You see somebody that's like 2-1 with that number, you're like, I don't know. But 13-4, I think he's pretty good. So, yeah, he's below 2.5. Now, anybody that sends out a goalie that's below a 2.5 goals against, I don't take points against them. That's just my personal preference. You can do what you want. Because for me, once you start getting against those dudes that are absolute beasts that never give up goals, that limits your point possibilities, which means that's a higher risk. And I don't want to take that much risk sometimes. So that's not good. That is not good because this dude's not good. That's his record. That's what he is. You are what your numbers say you are. And that is a 3.32 goals against, bro. That is, yeah, that's some on your defense too, but that's mainly on you. So yeah. Let's look at the numbers and see. They back it up right there. So you can see 247. Yeah, the team is giving up 2.6 in the last 10. Obviously, the goalie doesn't play every single game. They have a backup. They swap them out, so. And in Chicago, 3.5 allowed, 3.32. So the numbers make sense. So Edmonton is statistically better in the goalies by a good bit, statistically better in the defense by a good bit, statistically better in the offense by a good bit, 3.4 versus 2.7. So Edmonton is just better overall. Chicago is dead last. There's 32 teams, if you didn't know that, in shots being put up and shots allowed a game. That is a massive difference in shots. That is a 14-shot differential. You don't see that often. That is very rare. 22 is pathetic. That's just what it is. Now, it's not really a bad number. It's because you just shoot less. Sometimes you might not need to shoot a bunch. Like, yeah, you can shoot a whole bunch, but, if they ain't going in, what's it matter, right? But I prefer volume. It's like the more shots you get up, you have more options. That's just me personally. So Edmonton all day in this one. There's a problem, though. Edmonton is 275 on the money line. I don't take money lines, any plays over minus 200 in any sport because 200 is my cutoff for risk. That's my risk cutoff. Everyone's risk cutoff is different. So if you want to take Edmonton on like a parlay piece or whatever, I'd take it. Wouldn't bother me one bit. So Edmonton's definitely a play. 1.5 is minus 105. I don't take puck lines. If I do, I take plus 2.5s because those are fun and they work out usually. So let's move on from here to the props. See if we have anything else. So we have 6 things we can open up. You can see 70% in the last 10. We open up our last 6 and see what they have been up to. I know what you've been up to because you were in my slip last night. Ryan, I'll say now on shots on goal, 1.5. We want at least an extra shot on goal on top of it as a buffer on our average. So if they're 1.5, we want at least a minimum 2.5. That way, if they have a bad game, they slide back into their average, which is still usually should still hit. So 1.5, that's a 2. That ain't good enough for us. Bye, get out of here. Jeff, 1.5, 2, not good enough. Get out of here. Bye. Seth, points. Well, now we want to double the point up. So 1 qualifies, 1 qualifies. Seth is good, barely. I mean, 1 point a game, still pretty good. On average in the last 10, pretty damn good. Connor is only getting 0.7. Dude, what are you doing? That's terrible. That is just trash. Oh, Leon assists. Well, 0.9 doesn't qualify. And lastly, Evan assists 0.8 does not qualify. Well, Leon, I thought I said Leon yesterday. Yeah, it took him on shots on goal. Why is he not popping up? Oh, did his numbers change in the last 10? Let's look. I want a shots on goal. Yeah, because his numbers, I had him. So I took this dude shots on goal yesterday at 2.5, and this hit because you can see the numbers 3-3, all of these will hit. So he'd be 80%. They bump it to 3.5 now because he has been lighting it up the last 3 games. Bastards. Plus 126. Can I get an alt line? Can I get 2.5 is up to 215. That's not where we want to be. That's too juicy. Too juicy for me. So I can't do it. So he's out. So all we have in this game is Seth Jones, who, again, looks great, right? You think, oh, well, that qualifies. Yeah. No. Our goalie is Calvin, who's a 2.47. We don't take points against goalies with below a 2.5 goals against. Seth plays with the other team. He doesn't qualify. So at that juncture, we look at everything. We have no props. The only thing I like is Edmonton to win the game. That's it. But I don't take that. So for me personally, this is a pass. You might find plays you like. I don't have anything that meets my qualifications. I don't break my own rules in NHL usually, and it works out pretty well. So this is a pass. We move to the next game. Last game up is Montreal and Los Angeles. So we see it is LA 230 on the money line with a 5.5 total. So instantly, I can't take the money line because it's higher than my risk total. But LA is clearly favored for a reason. Let's see if we can figure out why. We go over to the goalies. We see Darcy. Let me tell you right now, let me put you on. Darcy is one of the top goalies in the league. He is an absolute beast. 216, yeah. This dude is what I was just talking about last game. Dude's 5-1-1, and he's rocking a 2-1 goals against. He looks like a beast. He's playing like a beast, but it's only been 7 games, so we don't fully know. Like, we have a good idea. Like, okay, yeah, dude's probably pretty good, but we don't, like, I'm still telling you, if you made me pick, I'm taking Darcy 100% because Darcy has we've seen what he can do. We're still waiting. I need at least a few. If you do this to 10 total, like maybe you go 9-1 or 8-2 or something like that. Okay, then I'll say you're good. Right now, I believe you're good, but I don't know for certain. Does that make sense? Okay. Over here to the numbers, they're not good. So 4-5-1, 3-6-1 their last 10 games. 25 and 31st on the points rankings. That means 2-6 and 1-8. Both teams are getting outscored by 1 goal a game on average. That ain't good. That ain't going to win you many games when you're losing by at least a goal. Montreal's low and getting shots up. LA's average. So this game right now is screaming, why is LA favored 230? There's nothing that stands out. They have the worst offense by 0.8 goals. Their defense is a little better. I give them that. They're not giving up as many goals. The goalies are the same on goals against. Darcy's a little more bigger sample size, but you see them all. Let's go to props, see if we have anything good. And sometimes we don't have any props. And this one, we have 2. We have 2 total props we're going to look at. 3.5 shots on goal is absolutely ridiculous. A very few get that honor. And I don't know if you're one of those dudes that get that honor. I'm just going to say it right now. 1.5, 2.6 qualifies, 3.2 qualifies. Good job, Brendan. You're going to make the list. Adrian, see, 3.5. Yeah, you're not a 3.5 dude. You're a 2.5 dude that's been playing a little over your number recently because 4. No, you should be at 2.5, and we should be getting yeah. That's why it's plus 128. And if you try to outline it to 2.5, you got to pay. Oh, no. It's in my number. Now, if someone's going to be like, well, 196 is awfully juicy. For you, it might be. For me, it's in my risk. Anything over 200, I don't play. 201 and up is out. And like for me, I've done the math on it. I've done the risk on it. To me, 200 is a nice sweet spot. So I'm cool with that. So if I put 1% of my bankroll on it and it hits, I get my little bit back. I'm cool with that. And I think the risk is low enough that I can do this, no problem. And it works out nicely. So I will outline him down to 2.5 where he belongs because I can get it at 196. Beautiful. Outside of that, and I will take Brendan. So let's go ahead and type Gallagher over 1.5 shots on goal. And let's go ahead and type homeboy over here. PE over 2.5 shots on goal. Cool. All right, so I have those 2 plays. Outside of that, I don't like either team to win. That isn't, no. I don't like either team to win this game. I don't like if I do like the under. The under is currently sitting at 5.5, which is usually in NHL it's going to be 5.5 or 6.5. That's all you're ever going to see. You'll never see anything different. Occasionally a 6, but it's usually that. Unless it's some kind of random game where it's like an international game where it's like 7.5 all of a sudden, because it could be. But 5.5. See, these two are averaging what? They're scoring 4 and they're giving up 6. So, and they've got two really good goalies. I got my 2 plays. I'm gonna leave them alone. So yeah, that was it. That's the 3 games. Simple as that. Easy peasy, right? If you're new here, you see how this works. Try it out. Be smart though. Tomorrow we have a nice big slate of NHL. We have 5, 6, we have 9 games on the slate. I will be back tomorrow with more NHL. Hopefully we talk about another green day we had and all the money that we all made for each other. Drop a like, subscribe if you haven't. If you want the plays typed out for every sport I do, and you want the spreadsheets, do your own research, you got to go to HQ. Simple as that. Other than that, like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow for more Thursday NHL. Peace.